After tuning and searching a bit, you'll start to collect a number of stations that you regularly enjoy. With the Satellite 500, you can store up to 42 of those stations. Once a station is stored, it's easy to recall it. The Satellite 500 also allows you to scan through the stations you've stored to check the status of memory spots to see if they're empty and record the names of the stations with the alphanumeric buttons. To store a station, enter a number between 1 and 42. Next, press the Store button. If you're unsure whether you have already stored the station and want to check, press the Store button before entering a number. Either its memory location or the word New will appear. Now, to directly tune to that station now, all you have to do is enter its memory number and push Memory. To avoid replacing a station you wish to save with a new station, enter the number you're thinking of using and press Memory. Either a previously stored station will be tuned or the word Free will appear. Now, while you're searching this way, the station you're listening to will automatically store at the 0 location. To recall it, just press 0 and then Memory. With so many memory locations, it's hard to remember which are occupied and which are empty. To skip the guesswork, press the Free button to see the free memory locations. If there aren't any, the display will read Full. The Memory Scan button lets you scan through all the stations in memory. Like the Search button, if you hold it down a second, it will begin an automatic search, playing each of the stations in memory for 3 seconds. Now, if you decide that you'd like to get rid of one of your stored stations, just enter its memory location and then press Free. Its memory location will now be free to use. One of the most unique features of the Satellite 500 are the alphanumeric buttons. They let you name the stations in memory. You can give each station a 4-position identification consisting of letters and numbers. This name will be remembered and called up whenever the station is tuned in. Press the A to Z 0 to 9 key and then rotate the tuning knob until the character of your choice appears. Once there, press the A to Z button again and continue until you've named your station. For example, you could record the station's call letters, abbreviate its broadcasting country, or use a word that helps you remember the station. This makes flipping through the memory locations all the more memorable. The Satellite 500 is able to keep 2 different times. Now, your first clock you can set to the local time, and the second to UTC, or Universal Time. In order to coordinate broadcasts from all over the world, everyone uses a standardized clock. That's UTC, Universal Time. In addition to the 2 clocks, the Satellite 500 allows you to program an automatic sleep time and 2 sets of switch-on, switch-off times. Setting the clock is simple. With the radio on or off, enter the hour, a decimal point, the minutes, and then push either time 1 or time 2. This is a 24-hour clock, so remember to enter 4-digit numbers only. 2 a.m. is 02.00, while 2 p.m. becomes 14.00. If you're interested in setting the second clock to UTC, refer to the chart on the top of the Satellite 500. The plus or minus numbers reveal how far away you are from Universal Time. -8 away from UTC means add 8 to your local time. A shortcut to finding UTC is to tune to 5,000, 10,000, or 15,000. These frequencies announce UTC on the minute. You know, it's always nice to go to sleep to your favorite radio station. If you push the sleep button on the Satellite 500, it'll play the station you're listening to for 10 minutes. Each time you push the sleep button, it'll add 10 more minutes to the time it'll play before it automatically shuts off. You can program up to an hour of sleep time. With your Satellite 500, it's possible to set 2 independent switch-on and switch-off times. You can use these for waking up or for recording purposes. Now, to set them, first select either time 1 or time 2. Now push the Select button. Enter a 4-digit on time and push Select again. Pick a stored station with the Memory button. Set the volume to a comfortable level and push select again. The off time is optional. To return to normal operation, push the select one last time. In order to activate what you've just programmed, switch the set to automatic. If you want to repeat the process for a second switch on, switch off time, push 2 before select and repeat the process. Now, once you've done this yourself, you'll see it's no more difficult than setting other digital alarm clocks. The last group of buttons have to do with fine-tuning. They are the bandwidth button, the sync button, the mono button, and the 2 sideband buttons. These are special features which aid in receiving the clearest signal. Now, a radio signal is made up of 3 parts: the carrier, the upper sideband, and the lower sideband. The carrier is the center of the signal, the actual frequency you tune to. The sidebands, which are identical, sit on either side of the carrier. The carrier's job is to carry the sidebands, and the sideband's job is to carry information, the voices or music that you hear. Now, if 2 stations are too close together, their sidebands will overlap, and this causes interference. With the Satellite 500's special features, you can tune out the overlapping parts of the signal and listen to a broadcast with less interference. The bandwidth button narrows or widens the bandwidth you receive. Now, this lets in more or less information. But if narrowing the bandwidth doesn't help to separate 2 stations which are near each other, try the sync button. The sync button allows for tuning by smaller amounts. The sync button also helps tune out the sideband that's receiving interference. The mono button switches you between mono and stereo reception. Also, by holding down the mono button while turning the tuning knob, you get individual trimming of the input. The sideband buttons let you listen to a specific sideband, either the upper sideband or lower sideband. Now, all of these features will help reduce extraneous noise and improve your reception. Now, as I said earlier, every location has its own reception qualities, so you should exercise a little care in picking a good receiving area. Reception may vary from room to room, so experiment with the position of your Satellite 500. And also be aware that fluorescent lights, television, electrical cords, metal structures may all interfere with reception. And here's another tuning tip. See, because of the way shortwave signals travel, certain frequencies are stronger at certain times. Now, during the day, you'll probably find that the higher frequencies come in clearer, while at night you might want to tune to the lower frequencies. Now, this isn't a hard and fast rule, but it's a starting point for finding the best signals. If you still have operating questions, check your operating manual. For broadcast information, consult the Grundig World Band Directory. The directory will list broadcast times and frequencies from around the world. Check the table of contents to learn how to look things up. The directory also has reviews of shows, recommendations, as well as some further explanations of shortwave signals. Now, if you have a question that you can't seem to find the answer for, don't hesitate to write to Grundig directly at Post Office Box 2307, Menlo Park, California, 94026. They'll be more than happy to help you out. Well, now you're part of a select group that has their ear to the world. You can now supplement local information by getting news straight from the source. You know, shortwave radio is something that I love. I hope you will too. Thanks for listening and good luck.